And they were all pumped with wellhead steam engines that were powered by a centrally located boiler that burned the waste gas from the oil wells. And that was installed about 1885, and by 1915 or 16, the wells were still productive. The steam engines were okay, and the intercutting piping was okay, but the boilers were worn out from boiling creek water for 30 years.
Yeah.
So the owner, instead of buying another boiler, decided to move into the 20th century, and he had this plant built that had two of these combination engine air compressors, 65 horsepower apiece. And from that point on, all these steam engines were driven by compressed air.
And how many kilometres apart, or miles apart, away was the furthest well?
Well, maybe a
Did
mile.
they suck it? Did they suck it, or was it oil pressurised? They just pumped the oil. They sucked the oil, or?
It's pumped, and the pump's always at the bottom of the well.
So how did they drive that far away?
It was powering a steam engine that ran a walking beam
Yeah.
that pulled the sucker rod, 1,000-foot sucker rod up and down the well.
And that was spread all over, they could do from the center in, you could power all over.
Is that mine?
Okay. I think it might be mine.
It'll stop.
What are you doing? Pull the key out! Take the key out! Take the key out! Oh, okay.
That's what happens when you try to scratch yourself and your keys get caught.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Oil well's a hole in the ground that's...
Yeah, they're going to pump it. Having a central located engine, power all those,
The steam engines?
yeah,
Just with a piece of steel pipe.
just sending steam,
Compressed air.
just compressed air. Also, it pumps compressed air and you just send the air on, yeah, because
Where it had...
stove would be no good, it'd be gone by.
Well, it ran with steam for the first 30 years.
Yeah? Well, insulated, all insulated pipes.
The pipes were laid in wood troughs
Yeah.
that were filled with sawdust.
Hey, right.
And the main function of that was to provide incubation for the rattlesnakes. But
It'd help to get.
on this unit over here, the well farthest from the steam boiler was almost 10 miles.
Yeah, and they pump steam,
And
that's
I don't know how you got anything but cold water out the end of the pipe, but
well, you know,
the steam was free.
we run an NGO in the Ukraine. So while they heat the houses up, they heat the whole, they have one central boiler for the whole town. They pump hot water through the whole city. Huge lagging pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was common.
Was it?
In this country, it was common in fairly large cities to have a central
Was
steam
it?
plant.
Yeah, well, the Russians still do it.
And the problem with that was that the condensate you got back was pretty crappy quality.
Yeah, you reckon? Yeah.
Anyway, this thing ran from 1916 to 1988,
Yeah, right.
and it was decommissioned at that point by Pennzoil, the owner.
Yeah.
And we got the building and one engine and all the
Yeah.
spare parts and things, and another private museum got the other main engine. So we added this other engine here and replaced that, which is of the same purpose but from a different manufacturer.
No.
And it was the Blaisdell company that made this equipment and built a building for them and everything.
Yeah.
Blaisdell was out of Bradford, Pennsylvania, which was a very old oil center.
Yep.
And they also had a division called the United States and Cuban Allied Works. And they made sugar processing, sugarcane processing equipment.
Yeah.
For some reason, the starting engine over in the corner has that nameplate on it.
Is that right?
And of course, that's before us and
Yeah.
Batista got to spitting at each other across the bay there. And then Blaisdell moved on and got interested in making cigarette lighters.
Yeah.
And they turned into Zippo. I don't know if you're familiar with Zippo lighters.
Yeah, my grandfather had those.
There you go. Yeah, I got a lot going today.
Not yet, we're good. Next, you two are gonna drive over to where the gift shop is, and I wanna quickly take you through a couple buildings that are open over there,
Okay.
and then you're on your own.
All right. What are the square holes for in the flywheel? Was that for balancing? Like,
Which engine?
well, that one had square holes in the face of the flywheel versus the rim.
The square holes are for barring the engine. These engines are air started,
Oh,
and when you shut them off, they never stop in the right place to restart it. So
Oh.
there's a bar over here with a square end on it.
oh, I get
You
it.
pry the thing over.
You can't just swing up on head, wouldn't you?
No.
No?
And these couple engines have cord flywheel rims for balancing,
Okay.
which is something separate from
Yeah.
the square holes there.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a real pretty engine over here.
Yeah, that's a Flickinger starting engine, combination engine and air compressor. Most of the companies that made this large equipment that required air starting also made a little miniature unit
Yeah, really?
to start it. That's a Flickinger unit there, and there's a Blaisdell starting engine on the other side of the building.
This is like a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just gorgeous. You got your little...
Here's
So,
a,
is this on a compressor or just the air from,
it's both an engine and a compressor.
oh, so the back of the piston's a compressor?
Wow.
Yeah, you can see the engine bits up here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's the discharge valve for the compressor,
Yeah.
and the intake valve down here. And you can see it's got a
How to make
back-
breakfast.
Yeah, okay.
This engine over here is kind of interesting. It's made from a belt-driven compressor that Blaisdell made.
Oh.
They didn't have provisions for timing gears, so they used this wig-wag two-track cam.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if you're familiar with those or not,
I've seen that, didn't know what was going on before.
but this is the exhaust valve push rod,
Yeah.
and you watch the fork over there in the crankshaft. You see it
Yeah.
Now, what's the purpose of the wigwag?
it plunges the valve open on that track,
Oh, I see.
and then it crosses over to the low track and doesn't do anything. And then it crosses over again to the high track
For the,
and opens the valve, so it gets
so you got two-stroke without the gears?
It provides
You got, I mean,
timing.
you've got half the
Four-stroke,
speed. Yeah.
You got
Oh,
timing.
right, I haven't seen that one before.
And here's this United States and Cuban Allied Works tag it's on there for some reason.
Oh, it's really not from the manufacturer?
So it's got a cam, it's got a cam on one,
Uh-huh.
it's got a high spot.
And a nothing on the other.
Yeah, okay. Well, nice. So what makes it track the other side though?
Well, they cross over and it's
The way it's built.
the
So it
fork.
wobbles in